Hello everybody, this will be an update video for the SS Necromancer for Underworld Speed Clear Terraway. This video will be showcasing some improvement in tactics over the last video, also some new builds that will cover some of the skill nerfs that have been introduced in some of the new updates. So I will show you two builds. This is the build number 1. This is what I like to use because it has a hard rest, the other build does not. So if you are new to Underworld Speed Clear or in a pug team, I will take this build. So for this build you will need 16 in curses, 10 in channeling, and 9 in soul reaping. And the skills that I will be taking are on the screen right now. These skills do good damage, but they're a little bit slower at doom than the other build that I will be showing. So the alternative build will be a necromancer, and you will have 16 in curses, 10 attributes in illusion magic, and 9 in soul reaping. And the skills are for the build are on the screen. For this build and other build, I have not put in ward. So for this build, if you are taking ward and the emo is not, you would switch out Ruby Digin and take the ward instead. And these is the equipment that I will be taking. It's the same as the one I showed in the last video. So for this build, if the emo is not taking ward, I would switch out Spirit Rift and put in Ebon Battle, Standard of Wisdom. So as soon as you enter in, one of the terrors will pull down the Skelly, and it's important to die over here. No, not really. It's just hopefully the emo will infuse you, but if he doesn't, it's okay, he can die. As soon as you or the Rit survive, it's good, because if you're using this build, then you would have a hard res. So yeah, when someone pulls down the Skelly that patrols, you go ahead, kill it, cast SS and PA on him, and he will kill himself rather fast. And after that, the emo will put the bomb to LT, and he will do the first big pull around the chamber. If you're in a pug team, you'll probably be dropping for cons, and yeah, it's usually 1k, 1.2k. Everyone says the cons are like 9k now. So yeah, just have one of the bladed ATAXs selected in the group that the lap tank is balling up, and yeah, just wait for him to get into a corner that I will show you later on. Your role is rather easy. I mean, if you follow the instructions, there's not much to do. So yeah, just wait for him to run into that corner right there, and the spirit and the Rit to go in and block with the spirits. You see that it's not in there, so I would kind of wait for the spirit Rit to go in and block, and then cast it. After that, just use your spirit skills. So SS, Desecrate the enchantments, Defile enchantments, Spirit Rift, and use Ancestor's Rage on the lap tank. Select him and use Ancestor's Rage on him, because Ancestor's Rage actually does AoE damage on the target that you have selected, like one of the allies. Also, yeah, another good thing to remember is if you see Dying Nightmares, make sure you kill him as soon as you can, and don't let him reach the emo, because if the emo gets rendered and the lap tank is getting attacked by a lot of bladed ATAXs or anything that does a lot of damage, then your emo will lose bonds, and then it will lead to a fail. So this is the second pull. Wait for the lap tank to ball him up and kind of stand stationary, wait for the Rit to go in and block, and once all the blocking has been done, just go ahead and cast SS on the bladed ATAXs and go kill him off. There will also be a Skelly right here, so go ahead and kill him off as well. So one good rule of thumb to remember is when killing balls, always kind of try to select the bladed ATAXs and cast hexes on them. A good reason for that is because they have a fast attack speed, and also they don't have any anti-hex stances like the Mind Blades that I will show you later on. And they're usually good targets to select and cast hexes on. So after those two big spikes are done, then the rest of the terrors will break off here, and the emo, the lap tank, and the Rit will be left to do the quests and to take some quests and clear some other areas. So I just stand about here and wait for the lab tank to aggro and pull to one of the other corners. So yeah, just try to keep an eye on the compass map right now, because you can just see what the lab tank is doing. So when you're on a run yourself, you can see what the where the lab tank is supposed to go. So you can plan your actions. So once again, have one of the bladed ATACs selected. So there can be two things happening over here. Either the Rit goes in and blocks with the spirits, or if there is back aggro as you see right now, the Rit will go and handle the back aggro and you can spike this ball. So I just cast hexes on the 8 axes and use your damage skills. And yeah, once you have cast SS and your SS is recharged, you can hex one of the other targets. So just keep on cycling your SS as soon as it recharges. Over here, cast SS on one of the Terrawebs and use Spirit Rift, Defile and Desecrate. If the lab tank is standing close to them, use Ancestor's Rage on them. Over here, yeah, kinda do not stand in the meteor showers. If you're getting meteor showers, just move away from the location, and keep mindful that if you have lost prod bond, that you're a little bit vulnerable from the Terrawebs. So don't go and stand right in front of them if you have lost prod bond, because there are dying nightmares in there. Sometimes they end you. So yeah, once the lab reaper is popped, go ahead and ask all the Terras if they're ready. I was on vent with this Terras, so I asked them over the vent, but usually type it in ready for escort or something, and they will say yes, ready. And once the Skelly is killed, and we just pull them up the stairs, but if they're down the stairs, don't take the quest Escort of Souls. But once the lab tank is ready, you can take the quest Escort of Souls, and that will spawn a bunch of these mind blades. So before you take Escort of Souls, make sure the Rit, the Emo, and the spirits made by the Rit are up the stairs, and the lab tank is standing down there. Because if the Emo and the Rit get aggro, it gets really messy. So basically what you have to do in Escort of Souls is you have these souls that spawn near the Labyrinth Reaper, and you have to kind of escort them to the whale area without having them killed. So yeah, the lab tank will get all the aggro, and he will pull to the corner, and this is what we call as a stair pull. There's another way called a pillar pull, which is not used anymore. So yeah, once you're through, the lab tank will come up the stairs, and he will stop just before the end of the first flight of stairs. And once he stops there, the Emo will go and infuse them, and that will ball up some of the mind blades. And after that, the Rit will go in and block with the spirits, and once they have blocked with the spirits, they will move back through the spirits, and it balls up everything really nicely. So once everything is balled up, use your damage skills. Spiteful Spirit, Ancestor's Rage on the LT, and all that good stuff. And usually this spike will be really fast if you use these skills. If there's 1 or 2 mind blades left, it's okay. You can kill him on your own while the LT goes and aggro stuff. So just stay here. Once the LT is about halfway on the other bridge, there will be some mind blades spawn, and you will pull him back to the beginning of this door that you see right in the front. So once the lab tank is stationary, the Emo will go and infuse him, and that will ball up this mind blades really well. So just have the lab tank hex one of the targets. Well, he should be hexing some of the targets, because the Mind Blaze they use Hexbreaker, and yeah, if the LT kind of uses hexes and removes the Hexbreaker from it, it's always nice. Also, if you're ever casting hexes on the Mind Blaze, just use PI before you use Spiteful Spirit, because PI will actually cancel this Hexbreaker, and sometimes you can get Spiteful Spirit off without getting you know, it cancelled by Hexbreaker. So yeah, just use the damage skills and kill off the Mind Blades. It's crucial with this pull that you kill the groups off as quickly as possible, because if you don't do that, then the new souls get rather ahead of themselves, and they will start getting hexed by the Mind Blades and taking damage. So yeah, once my Mind Blades are dead, the lab tank will go in and pop the graspings and pull them to one side, and you will come and stand behind this rock right here, and you or one of the other terrors can go, or one of the other people on the main team can go and aggro the skellies. And once you've aggroed the skellies, come and stand behind this rock and cast SS on them. Over here the emo should be infusing you, because otherwise the damage from flurries can get, you know, mount up and can kill you. So since you're behind this rock, you will not get hit by any of the bone spikes and any of the flurries. So it's a good place, and with this kind of pull, the lab tank can go and stand in his spot without having to worry about if you're out of the other spot. Once the skellies are dead, you can go ahead and run around and kill the terrawebs to spawn the Whale Reaper. So over here, just take this path, don't go around the house, because sometimes the lab tank does not go around, as there is a couple of graspings that spawn down there. So yeah, just wait here, and as soon as the Rit is ready with the spirits, he will go in and get the spirits closer to the terrawebs. So over here, cast SS on one terraweb and cast PI on another. So select one, cast SS, select another, and cast PI. And then yeah, just use your damage skills as usual, and they will die very fast. So yeah, once the Whale Reaper has been popped, just wait here and wait for the Rit to go in with the spirits. Over here you see me start attacking before, because the lab tank is doing a different pull. Usually wait for the Rit to go in with the spirits before you start attacking them. As you see over here, things get a little bit messy. Usually let the Rit go in with the spirits, and the emo should not be standing on the side when the lab tank has pulled it that way, because they break off rather aggressively, and yeah, they will go after the emo. Usually that pull will be a lot more cleaner, not like that. So yeah, once the spike has been done and all the graspings are dead and the Whale Reaper hasn't popped, the Rit will go ahead and lay his spirits right over there where the first group spawns, and once he says he's ready, just go ahead and take the quest from the Whale Reaper. It's called Wrathful Spirits. So once he says he's ready, just take the quest and run back. There will be a bunch of these torture spirits that will spawn all over the place, and your job will be to kill them off as soon as you can. So just try to kill this group off as fast as possible, because they do kill the tortured spirits, and if all of your tortured spirits die, you will fail this quest and you will fail out of Underworld, and yeah, that will be the end of your run. So there will be 3 groups that spawn at each location, so just go ahead and try to kill them off as soon as you can. Cast SS and use like Spirit Rift and all other skills that you can. And don't worry if you get low on energy, just use Signal of Lost Souls as frequently as possible. And yeah, if you're there attacking you, don't just stand there and take damage. Just kind of get away and pull them into the ritualist spirits. So once this group is dead, just go ahead and kill this next group. In this place there's a glitch, or I don't know, or it's a zoom glitch bit. The first group at this place attacks, and the groups after that, they do not attack. So all you need to do is just make sure you kill the first group from this location as soon as possible. So yeah, once this first group is dead, there's 2 ways of clearing the next 2 groups. One is called a garden pull, and another thing is called a fence pull. I'll be demonstrating the garden pull right here before you, and I will show you a fence pull after this. So the garden pull is quite basically just pull those 2 tortured spirit groups from the far east, and just kind of funnel them through this opening in the garden in front of this house and kill them off. So this is kind of a good way to kill them, because it kills them easier as they're bunched up, and all of your AoE damage skills hit all of them, so it finishes the whale quest rather fast. So yeah, there will be 3 groups of tortured spirits here as well, so just aggro these 2 spirit groups and walk back, because if you walk straight, they will break aggro. Just walk through, and yeah, just hex them when they're all bunched up. Over here, just cast SS on multiple targets, because that will increase your damage output. And use your damage spells as always. This is a little bit safer way to do it than the fence pull, because there's a escape away from the back. But with the fence pull, what I like is, because if you're fast enough in the previous groups and you have more of those tortured souls left, they can kill those some of the groups of these tortured spirits for you, rather than them dying off. And also, depending on how your safety spirit is left, this pull is a little bit less effective, I would say, but safer than the other pull, definitely. So yeah, just kill those 3 groups, and after that you can head over to the top. So now I will be showing you how people do the fence pull. So this is how I've shown the different build that I showed in the beginning of this video. So I mean, both builds work nice. So once this first group over here is dead, just make your way to the back over there. So yeah, over here there's a fence right in the middle, as you see over there, but there's an opening in between. So what to do with this pull is aggro both groups of tortured spirits and let them run to you and be on one side of that fence. So once they're all on one side, just run through the fence and have the red block with the spirits. So yeah, the red will block with the spirits right here, and all of the souls will come and start attacking the spirits. So with this you can save more of your friendly souls, as it is a little bit further away from their spawn spots. So yeah, just use your damage skills accordingly as soon as they recharge, and use SS on multiple targets. So yeah, once the Terraway spirits are down, just run out of the fence as quickly as possible. Do not stand in there at all, because if you stand in there you will get blocked on both sides by the torture spirits and you will die. So you gotta be quick with this pull. That's why it's a little bit more dangerous than the other pull, but it's a little bit more effective, I would say. So yeah, similarly, have the red block with the spirits, cast SS on one of the torture spirits, and go ahead and start using damage skills on them. Another problem that you might encounter with this type of pull is because some of the spirits might not die, and the torture spirits might spawn behind me, as you see right now. And if you don't get out of there fast enough, it can lead to bad things. So I just let them all come to one side of the fence, and once they're all to one side, just run through the opening and block with the spirits. So this was basically how to do the fence pull. As you can see, both ways are equally good if you know on how to do them. So based on preference, you can choose either one. And also discuss with the red before you're trying to attempt to do any of the pulls. So yeah, once you're done with killing those big groups up there, just place a set of spirits right here and make your way to the top. These spirits do not attack, so just let the spirits attack them and, you know, do their damage. And of course the spirits will attack the one that is behind the house and obstructed. So after you place the group of spirits at the bottom, just go around and make your way to the top, as there's one more group up there that you need to kill. Now over here you need to be careful, because there's a bunch of these cold fires that spawn that patrol around this location. So make sure you do not aggro them, because if you aggro them, they will kill you. They do not break aggro. And also, if one of you does aggro these cold fires, just die. Do not pull them to the Reaper or the Ritualist. So yeah, over here, just run behind over there, and the red will block his spirits behind one of the tree and the opening up there, and just go ahead and cast SS on the torture spirits. This group is very easy to kill. I mean, just make sure you do not get body blocked between them and one of the walls, because that is really frustrating and can happen really. It happens, I mean, rather often. Once again, there will be 3 of these spirit groups that will spawn at this location. Just go ahead and kill all of them. So yeah, once these spirits on top are dead, just make your way down, and usually there will be those spirits that don't attack left for you to kill. and they are rather easy to kill anyways. So yeah, sometimes there is Skelly patrolling right here. You also be careful of him and not to aggro him onto the Reaper, because he can actually kill the Reaper on his own. So yeah, just find your opening and run all the way down how you ran up. Don't get any aggro on the Reaper. So yeah, these spirits will not attack, they'll just run around, so just body block them, then kill them off. These spirits can be killed easily, so I probably won't show all of it. I'll just break off. So yeah, once you kill these the spirits over here, you will have finished the whale quest, and then you can either go help the lab team or go on to Wastes and help the Waste Terra complete his quest. So yeah, I will cut right here, and the next time you will see I will be doing the Waste quest, or well, not doing, helping with the Waste quest. So yeah, once the Waste quest is taken, there will be a bunch of Terraway that spawn in the front, and there will be some Skellies. A lot of the Waste Terras, they just let the Skellies through, and you can kill them between yourselves, the Emo and the Ritualist. And over here I am not prod bonded, but I should be. So yeah, make sure you kill those Skellies off as soon as you can, because if you let a lot of them build up, they will kill off your team. But yeah, in all seriousness, I should have been prod bonded over there. So a good rule of thumb for all of the emos out there should be to prod bond the Rit and the Necro when they are with you, because they are the people who have the risk. So yeah, once all the Terrabs are balled up on that edge, you can go ahead and cast SS on them. Over here I had a Ranger Waste Terra, so they can usually solo the Waste quest rather, because they have whirling defenses and it does a lot of damage. But yeah, a lot of the Waste Terra will be emo or elementalists. You can solo the Waste quest rather easily with the elementalists as well, and I will be putting that up in one of the new videos. So yeah, once the Waste quest is done and all the other quests is done, sometimes your team might detour to pits and plains, and then you might have to help out over there. But yeah, if your Terrors can do DOs and stuff, it's rather well. But after all the quests is done, you can make your way onto the onto Doom's Chamber, where you will be using PI on him and killing him off. And that is actually the last step left before you get the chest. So yeah, kinda avoid these cold fires because they will hex you and slow you down. It's kinda annoying trying to run up there. So yeah, once you're inside the chamber, just go ahead and stand on this pedestal, or like raised platform, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the room. Not in the middle, but to one side, but whatever. Just stand on the pedestal. If you're using, if you have Ebon Battle Standard Wisdom on you, you will keep on using it. Just keep on spamming as soon as it recharges. And yeah, I like to switch the PI to skill number 1 because it's easier to reach from my keyboard. So yeah, just spam it on Doom, as he will use PI judgment as soon as people enter the room. So your job in this room is basically to cast SS on the minions, try to kill them off. Well, it's a nice job, but helps if you cast SS on them. Helps the emo. So basically just your main role is just to PI Doom, because he uses Judgment of Doom and it attacks a lot of targets, and if you PI him, it will take a good chunk of his health down. Now this is not as easier as it used to be, because Byro's hammer got nerfed, and that does reduce your damage a lot, so trying to PI him is a bit slower now. But yeah, just stay here, let him use his skills, and when he uses Judgment, just cast PI on him. You can also cast SS on the minions and try to kill them off soon. But again, you do not have to. Also like casting SS on Doom. It helps damage him a little bit. You don't have to use Defile and Desecrate on him. It's actually quite slow. Also try to save enough energy for PI. You don't want to be in a situation that you have to cast PI and you don't have enough energy for it. Also, if you do cast PI by mistake, like as soon as you're casting it, press one hand on number 1 and press one hand on like the escape key. So if you that'll actually help you cast PI faster, and if you miscast PI, you can immediately press escape and that will cancel PI. But yeah, don't be worried if you cast PI out of order, or you miscast it. There's also there'll always be a second chance to cast it. And if anything, it'll probably just take 1 more minute. So I just stay calm and use PI whenever possible. Well, not whenever possible, just when Judgment of Doom is casted. Before, there used to be a sequence that Doom followed before he cast Judgment, but now they randomized it. So sometimes he casts it as soon as he comes out of the ground right there, or sometimes he waits. But yeah, you will know when he casts Judgment of Doom. It's a quite prominent skill. It does huge AoE damage. So yeah, there's not much to talk right here. Just rinse and repeat this process till Doom is down. Also, yeah, just to kind of reiterate on the other build that I showed you for the necromancer. Over here, what I like to do is cast Calculated Risk on Doom, and he can actually do a lot more damage to himself while he's attacking. So I believe it does like 73 damages on him, and that coupled with Spiteful Spirit can make up for some of the damage that is lost by Ural's hammer, and also try to negate some of the healing that he does while he goes down. So yeah, once Doom is at about 25% health, he will accept defeat and he will spawn the chest. And just so you see, I do get triple scroll over here. So yeah, best chest ever. So yeah, this was SS Necro for Underworld Speed Clear Terraway. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or anything you did not understand in the video, just leave them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them as best as I can. Thank you.